This is Ty Slatter with GTA Sports, and welcome to another edition of GTA's ISO Mode. If you haven't already, make sure you follow GTA Sports Network and GTA Heat Check on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, GTA Sports, and don't forget GTASportsNet.com for all things in the world of sports. Now, it's only fair that since I talked about the Los Angeles Lakers, which is the highest franchise in the NBA in the West, that this particular ISO Mode I address the most coveted franchise of the East, the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics are 20-5, ladies and gentlemen, with an .800 winning percentage. For the conference, they're 14-5. At home, they're 11-2. On the road, they're 9-3. And in the last 10 games, they are also 8-2, just like the Lakers, on a 2-game win streak as of this recording right here. Where do I start? I mean, this is a team that went through turmoil in the offseason. Let's start. Lost in the finals to the Golden State Warriors, arguably the greatest team ever assembled in the last decade, since the Miami Heat with LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. Lost in the finals. Essentially got their head coach got himself fired, even though they called it a suspension. He's basically fired because Joe Mazzulla, who's the current head coach, is carrying this team very, very well in the midst of all the chaos that Ime Udoka's issues cause. And I'm not going to address that because this is not the platform for that type of conversation and that type of topic. Hopefully he gets all that handled because that's personal. We're talking basketball. This is for the basketball, fans, basketball minds, basketball conversation. We're not going into personal. However, with that being said, this team was not expected to do this well considering what happened in the offseason. However, moves were made, players were brought in, players were moved out, and you kept the essential core together. You bring in Blake Griffin from Brooklyn. You bring in Malcolm Brogdon from Indiana. As I told y'all in the Pacer video I made in the offseason, that was going to happen. You're going to get back Robert Williams, who, according to reports, is finishing up rehab and is this close to making his return as expected near Christmas, if not during Christmas break. He will be back on the court. But they're doing this without him, so that says a lot about the team. Let's not forget, they did lose Danilo Gallinari over the summer when he played overseas and tore his ACL, so he's out for the season. But, with that being said, you take your wins and losses and you continue to keep striving. The Milwaukee Bucks are the only team close to this team at 17-6. They're 2 games back. And they're on a win streak as well. I'll do a video about them later. Welcome back, Chris Middleton. Another reason why the Bucks are back at the top of the East. How do I feel about the Celtics as of current? According to reports, Jaylen Brown is playing at an elite level that he's no longer should be considered a number 2. He is a number 1 option, as Antonio Turner over at the Heat Check podcast has predicted multiple seasons back that Jaylen Brown is a number 1 option anywhere else but in Boston because Jason Tatum is the franchise player due to the fact that he was drafted, way higher. Obviously, from the Boston Celtics drafting him over Jaylen Brown first. So, that being said, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing. I'm just curious to see what head coach Joe Mazzulla does in the postseason. I'm not necessarily worried about the Boston Celtics securing the number 1 seed, getting that, home court advantage and all that good stuff. I mean, it's all good. I mean, it's good to strive for all these things. However, we've come to a point where you get your teams that are so well constructed that the regular season results are not as impressive as they should be, which is the reason why the Celtics aren't getting the love that they probably deserve, mainly because the bar has been set so high because you're coming off of a finals loss. So everything you do in these 82 games, really, it matters, but to the media and to the, at the eye test, it doesn't matter because you're supposed to do that. You just came off of a finals run against the Golden State Warriors and lost in 6 games. So you're expected to get back to the finals. In fact, it is considered, I'm not saying I agree with this, but it's basically considered a failure of a season if you don't get back to the finals and win. And that sounds crazy because you got to go through a gruesome 82 game season with all the twists and turns, injuries that come with that. Then get to the postseason, get through first round, get through the semis, get to the conference finals, and then find your way back to the NBA finals where the best team in the East goes against the best team in the West, and they're expecting the Boston Celtics to win it all. And if you don't get back to the finals, you're going to be another flash in the pan team, just like the Phoenix Suns, who didn't make it back last year. Now look at how the media has treated them. We're not going to get into the Robert Sarvers. I'm not even talking about ownership issues. We all know that front offices on multiple teams across this league got issues. A lot of them just ain't had the light shine just bright on them just yet. But the Phoenix Suns were where the Boston Celtics were just a year ago. They lost in the finals to the Bucks in 2021. Now look at how the media has dogged them ever since because they flamed out in the semis against Luka and the Dallas Mavericks. The Celtics will get the same exact treatment if they don't get back to the finals and win it this year. I'm not saying it's fair, but hey, as my pops always told me, life's not fair. You play the hand you dealt and make it happen. No excuses. So if the Boston Celtics don't win it all this year, everybody's getting off the bandwagon, and it's gonna and don't be surprised if the team gets blown up within the next season or two, because this team, not only salary-wise, has been a success and has successfully managed all the money for the team. Players have gotten paid, so they're expected to play what they're getting paid. If you don't play what you're getting paid, you get traded. Simple. That's just the business. It is a sport business. It is entertainment and business. Sport is not the first priority of the owners, governors, whatever you want to call them. So, in conclusion, the Boston Celtics are doing what they're supposed to do. You don't get props for doing what you're expected and required to do. All I say is, finish the job. In the words of the late, great Kobe Bryant, since Jason Tatum is a disciple of the late, great Kobe Bryant, the job's not finished. You haven't won a championship. You're tied for banners with the Los Angeles Lakers. So until you win it, the job's not finished. And this has been another episode of GTA's ISO Mode. You can follow me at Ty Slatter on all social media platforms. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. GTA Sports on the YouTube, GTA Sports Network, GTA Heat Check on all social media platforms. This is Ty Slatter, and until next time, take care.